here's our interactive portion of the show, Joe, where you, the fans, I mean, you get to interact with Joe. You could tweet at Joe Girardi Show. You can go to Yes's Facebook page, or you can email askjoe@yesnetwork.com. All those ways could get your questions on the show. Like this one from Twitter. At YanksBaseball25 asks, do the players have a catch or play with their kids on the field before or after the games?
Usually after. You'll see a lot of little kids running around. Sometimes they'll go in the cage. I take my kids out on the field after the game a lot. But sometimes a player will bring his child in early, you know, like at 2 o'clock, and take him on the field. And I encourage that because I think it's extremely important that kids are around their fathers. They understand what they do for a living, and they see them working.
Now, at J Camp asks, hey, Joe, when do you think the next captain will be announced, and who would it be?
You know, that's a great question. I'm not sure when that will happen. It's not something that I put a lot of thought into. The important thing for me is not to have a C on your chest or on your sleeve, but that you have leaders in the clubhouse. And I think we have a number of guys that do a really good job.
You know, Joe, and I feel like with the captain, that's sort of something that you don't have to search for. When it happens, it's kind of obvious, isn't it?
When it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
And you don't push someone to do it. You hope that someone really takes charge, or a couple guys take charge. But I think it's important that when you have leadership, it's just not one guy. It's a bunch of guys taking charge. And when I had the chance to play here, there was no one with a C on their chest, but there were a ton of leaders in the clubhouse.
You know, we know Brian McCann takes on that role. We know Alex Rodriguez feels very comfortable this year. One other guy who you mentioned before is a definite all-star, Brett Gardner, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it's like for you in that room with him, but it seems like to the media and that he really has taken ownership of this team and this group.
He has. I think he's a great leader, not only what he does inside the clubhouse, but by the way he plays the game and gets the guys going. And he's a guy that likes to needle people and likes to have fun, and he really gets guys going, and he's a great leader.
All right, Joe. Candace via email asks, what are your favorite July 4th memories?
I think going to my uncle's house when we were kids, and all the different families brought different food, and there was a lake, and we were able to go swimming all the time, and then there would be fireworks at night. And I really enjoyed my father's fried chicken, I got to tell you. I don't eat a lot of fried chicken now, but I did as a little kid.
I was going to say, I don't see that on the cheat food list for you these days.
No, it's not, no.
Not this July 4th, that's out. All right, Neil via email asks, are you enjoying the faster pace of baseball this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a ton of minutes. You know, the game is the game, and there's a lot of pitching changes, and there's a lot of matchups, and that's what, to me, a lot of times causes length in games. But you know, in the dugout, you don't really notice the time as much as maybe people sitting around.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, is it discernible at all to you that it's quicker this year?
No, not really.
You know, one thing I want to ask you, it's been significant this weekend, your ability to get replay challenges right. I mean, you guys have been very good at this. What have you thought about the system and how you guys have been able to use it?
I really like the system. And this is why. I know it slows the game down a little bit. It saves me money, number one. But number two...
No getting ejected and fined? Yeah.
I mean, it takes the same amount of time as a manager going to go out and argue and do those type of things. And with the replay system, you're never going to feel like you lost a game because of a call. The call can be overturned, and the calls are going to be correct. I think it takes pressure off the umpires. I think it's a better situation for all. So I've been happy with it, and we have been successful at it because of Brett Weber, our replay coordinator. He does a tremendous job. The play that he got Longoria on Friday night, where his spikes came off the base like this much, was an incredible call, and he calls down real quick and says, hold on, and then, you know, we have to go to the top step, put our hand up. So I think it's important to the game, and games are won and lost by the play more than maybe by a bad call.
Well, Joe, you're almost at the All-Star break, so you almost get a little breather. I'm sure you're about ready for it, right?
I'm looking forward to it.